Hello friends and welcome to another video. If you want to reach the top 0.1% or top 1% in chess, you need to pay attention to some opening principles, middle game strategies and end game techniques. So if you want to join that, follow along. And we are playing here the Petrov defense. We are just attacking. Now we just kick this knight off. He can sacrifice there, but he's just giving the pawn back. We need to protect our knight. We are pinned here, no problem. Don't rush. We can take here, not a problem at all. So this is all book moves. Those are all book moves, and we can keep developing. We could keep developing. I do like this move as well. I do like d5 immediately here, so my bishop gets more mobility. But I'm defending my knight here and preparing the castle. c6 is possible here, so there's no surprise. And then d5. I think the position is pretty okay. We got a very nice pawn chain here, and I think it's good. Okay, let's castle before it's too late. Just removing the king in the center of the board, which is subject to many attacks. We don't want that. Now my king is much safer. And what I can do from here is like h6 is a very good move because we wanted to play h6 anyway, and this gives us a tempo. So now we can play bishop e6, not being worried about knight to g5, which could target the bishop. And also we have room for our king in the game. So h6 was very good to play bishop e6, and now we can take the knight. We don't want to let our bishop stuck here. We could potentially, but okay. It's important to play rook e8 here, because if we ever play here and something happens and we do exchange pieces, this bishop is protected. Okay, so let's say for example here, and then the bishop is protected. Okay, let's keep developing. With all the pieces together and protected, we can keep developing. Now we could go for something like this. He will play f4. I think the position is pretty equal, balanced, and with chances for both sides. If we want to bring more spice to this, we can. I have two good options here: taking with the knight or taking with the. I think it doesn't matter. If bishop f5, rook e8, then we go for a few more exchanges. It's looking like it's going to a drawish position, but we are not sure, right? We are not sure. You want to go here. Okay, maybe I got g5 ideas. Let's think for a while. g5 is a strong candidate move. So when you're playing, you gotta have candidate moves. Try to find a good one. Don't play it. Try to find a better one. Usually you're searching for captures or checks, but there are no captures or checks here. So g5 is kind of restricting him a little bit, but at the same point, this gives away the control of the f5 square. So we need to be careful here. I mean, he certainly wants to play this, but if we want, yeah, and we're going to be pinned. Okay, I think we can play this. And follow with bishop to g4 against knight f4. It's playable, but he will probably... Okay, now g5 is a possibility, but we don't have to rush anymore, because now my rook is protected. So that means I can play knight here or somewhere else. And if he ever plays this, I can just go back. Okay, and then the rooks are staring at each other. I like this. I like this position to control this knight with this knight. Now we gave a little bit more mobility to our bishop, so we can face the rooks on the e column. We can always play king f8 if needed. Well, okay. So he definitely wants to play this endgame. Okay, let's anticipate what's going on. He wants to play c4, very risky. Very risky. I accept the challenge. Then I follow with bishop to f5, bishop to g6 if needed, knight d5. I accept the challenge. Okay, he didn't go for this. I understand. So now, what do we want to do? We want to put our pawns on the dark squares, right? Because if we ever go to endgame, bishop against bishop, it's gonna get pretty ugly if I have all my pawns on the light squares. So yeah, I'm trying to put some pawns on the dark squares. Doesn't mean I want to immediately push c5, but it's a possibility. It's a possibility. I'm a little bit more restricted than him, but not necessarily bad. Now the rooks are facing each other. G6 controls the knight jumps. At the same time, my king can go to G7 if I want. And because our rooks are protected, there's no concern here. I could have gone for the exchanges, but I'm preferring to improve the position of my pieces here a little bit. So time management, fine. Time is equal at this point. I was worse on time, but now I managed to play a few moves very quickly, and we are going for the end game. Okay, so where do we want our knight? This knight is going nowhere. Probably here, but he's going nowhere. I can't touch my pawns. I shouldn't touch my pawns, right? So either I go to the knight here, or I go to my king with my king. I'd rather go with the king. I'd rather go with the king here. Okay. The next move, I'm not sure if I want to go here with the king or with the knight. Because my knight is going nowhere from here, but from here it can go many places. Right? So that's what I'm gonna do. Just maneuvering the knight, not occupying this square yet, because it's flexible now. I can go with the king, I can go with the knight. This knight can also go to other paths like this and this. And this knight is pretty much controlled, because either if he does like this, he's not going anywhere. So his knight is very well controlled at this point. Yeah, he found a way to go here and target this pawn. I'm not worried at this point. So I'm just giving more mobility, flexibility for my knight. I have a very good knight now. If you want to go to the endgame, bishop against knight, I usually don't like being the guy with the knight against with the bishop against the knight. I don't like it, because he can put all his pawns on dark squares and I'll have no chance. So maybe bishop here is good, or maybe I wait for him to do it and I have the knight myself. I'm gonna do it actually. I like this idea of capturing the knight and being the one with the knight against the bishop. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay, he noticed that it's a possibility, so he's postponing a little bit. Now his pawns are a good target here, but not just yet. Maybe I can push for them to become a better target, but you try to do this. Okay, it's time for action. It's time for action. Now this move gives more mobility for my knight. His king is still cut. Even if he exchanges, he cannot invade with the king. I like the position. I like the time controls. We are trying to get a slight edge in this endgame. So pay attention to the technique. Okay, he's just trying to restrict my movements, and I could try to do this. Even this is possible. I like this move. Although it kind of contradicts what I was trying to do, is putting the pawn on the dark squares. But it's something interesting. But maybe a4 is better. But a4 is doing nothing as well. So f5 is a possibility, but then it kind of creates some weaknesses. Yeah, f5 is taking me nowhere as well. Exchanging the pawns doesn't seem to be the right way to go. Okay, I'll go with this. Because if he takes the pawn, there's a chance that he does this mistake. But if he doesn't move anything, like h3, it's pretty balanced in my opinion. Oh, you're going for this? Okay, you take with a check. Otherwise, I could think about something like this, that he wouldn't be able to get my pawn. But he was threatening to capture with a check. So that was he tried to do. That's what he tried to do. So, well, I think it was a mistake. It could have worked, but now that it didn't work, I think he's got a little bit of trouble now. But I'm not sure. Maybe he can try b4. Then I would try c4 maybe and knight b5, so his king cannot enter. So he has to play something passive here, like king d2. His knight is still controlled, although I'll have a weaknesses here now. So again, my knight will be here, and his king will be here. What else can I do now in this situation? Maybe follow along with this, or I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe d4. No, the pawn will be weak. Okay, I'm not sure what to do now. And time is ticking. I could take as well, but then his king becomes very strong. I can also play like this. Oh, this is powerful. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it. Now that I found it, I think it's strong. I'm playing this. Okay, he can simply move. But then I think this is powerful. Yeah, I mean, this is crushing maybe. So he has to take. And now we do have 2 against 1. And this becomes very interesting because we created an imbalance. And by creating an imbalance in the pawn structure, now he has a passed pawn here, but I do have 2 against 1. Now the game is like on fire. Now the game is on fire, my friends. Maybe d5, king d4 is strong. I don't know if he has time to play it. Because I'm gonna play this, trying to remove the defender of the pawn, which wants to march. Seems like a good one. Not pretty sure it is. We could start to target here. Create some weakness. Or we could go immediately with this. Why don't we play this immediately? Because he's got this move, right? And if I play this immediately, he will go back. Okay. Maybe I can play this. Then I'm threatening this, and there's no time to hold. I'm going for this. Very dangerous move, but if he ever tries to go here, I have this one, and then his king has to stay out. And then very, very dangerous. This pawn becomes a serious target. Of course, my pawn as well is weak, so he can take the bishop and put the knight here. I would be in trouble. So, yeah, now everything is possible. It's a land of no one. It's a no one's land. Anything can happen. Okay, this move tries to bring the knight. But now, this square is for me. But I'm gonna play this first. Or maybe here first. Oh, this one looks pretty strong. But he's gonna put the knight here, right? So I'm gonna play this first because it's kind of attracting his king, not so he won't have this square. And there is a chance he plays this by mistake and I go here and he goes And I go here and he goes here and I do this check. He takes, I take, and I push. This could work if he plays like this and then like this. Could work. Let's see. We're, like I said, in a very dangerous territory. The downside of going here, oh, he made it. Okay, so now we don't allow that. So we go here, not allowing the knight here. And now we are threatening here, so he must play this. There. Well, then it's good for me. Bishop to b1. Wow. I think against bishop to b1 I play this. But then he will have this move after, let's say he plays like this. I play here. Okay, let's say he has to take, for example. And I go here and he plays like this. Then I have this. And after it takes, he just takes. So it doesn't work. So we need to be smarter than that. Maybe bringing the king is the way to go. Or even f5, restricting his knight. For sure. 1 minute and a half. Position's pretty tough. And if he plays knight d3, I think I win. 1 minute and a half. I think we are close to winning, but at the same time, he's got resources. He'll probably exchange here. Or not. Time is balanced. This is slightly better. 10 seconds here is significant, but now each second that passes, I feel better. And now we are close to have a time advantage. Wow, this is huge. This is huge. A time advantage here is everything we wanted. Take with the pawn. 10 seconds advantage. We are restricting his pieces, so this knight cannot jump here. If he goes ever here, the game is over. Don't touch the pawn. Maybe bring in the king. Just need to be fast here. Okay. Looks like a good move. You take the pawn, I take the pawn. Let's touch this pawn. Give me that. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do here? I think I'm gonna for this pass. I'm going with this passer. Now I'm defending here. He's got check. I go here. This one looks like a smart move, but I have this. Then check. You're gonna take. Okay, this is getting very dangerous. Go here. Check. I have a passer. So do you. Okay, let's see what happens. "23 seconds. I don't know what's going on. Oh, he got me on time. I took so much time trying to realize that endgame that I lost on time. But okay, it was a good game. Let's take a look at the review. So he played very well this game, and although I was slightly better the whole game, I couldn't make it because I spent too much time. So let's take a look here. The final mistake that I made was this one. So can I still hold here with this move? If he goes after me, then knight here, and if he goes after me, then I go here. If he pushes, then I'm winning. So yeah, there was possibility. Of course, I go here, he goes after the knight, and this is a draw. Okay, that was a very nice game. So as you can see, if you want to reach the top 1%, or in my case, 0.1% players in the world, you need to try to develop your pieces, actively protect your king. On the middle game, you gotta pay attention to strategies, just like we did. There are many different situations, so you can subscribe to the channel and follow along. So you can, by following the channel, be deepening your comprehension in chess. And also, it was very interesting that you saw some endgame techniques. And sometimes I will win, sometimes I will lose. I will not hide when I lose because every player wins half of the games, not more than that. It's very difficult, maybe 60% if it's a super player. And so it's very normal to lose. So don't be sad if you lose your games. It's really something normal on chess. And of course, you want to win more than you lose. And that's my case. I win 50% of my games, but I don't lose 50% of my games. Some of them are draw, so maybe I lose 30% of my games. And all right, so but the good point is that you are improving and always playing against stronger opponents, and so you're always going to the next level. Okay, thank you so much for your audience. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and see you next time.